Alright. Somebody has to answer for this. Who didn't ban Yuumi? Who let Yuumi into a rank game? Come on. It's 2020. We don't make that mistake anymore. Of all the things you can do, you let Yuumi through. This is gonna be a solo queue commentary. More so just because I've kind of felt like it. It's been a while since I casted something. I was like, you know what? Let's go on my friends list. Who's playing? Oh, Gary's. Alright, I guess I'll cast it. So, this is gonna be a Diamond League solo queue cast. We're going to have Volibear top against Jax. Olaf is jungling against the Graves. Victor is middle against the Malzahar. Ezreal Yummy bot lane. Now, Yuumi being through bans is a fascinating thing. So many people in professional play as well as solo queue play have just not banned Yuumi and then proceeded to just regret it as their life becomes living hell for several minutes in the bot lane and then several dozens of minutes in the mid game. Yuumi is an enchanter with none of the risks of being an enchanter, which does make her objectively, from a kit design wise, quite broken. But I'm not gonna spend this whole cast ranting about it. I personally actually like Yuumi's character, not so much her kit. Like, if her kit was literally anything else, I would probably like Yuumi. But I find it hard, like, it's almost taboo to be like, oh, I like Yuumi. You can't say that. Like, there will be an angry mob being lynched on you, you know? It's gonna be a blue buff start here from the Olaf, and it's gonna be a red start. So both junglers starting their top side. It's a route that is less prevalent than the bot side start, which honestly has been the standard jungle route for how many years now? I don't even remember. But nowadays, the top side jungle start is slowly gaining more and more traction. It does have its merits. There are situations where you will prefer that. Volibear top is actually a more interesting thing to bring up. I don't necessarily think that Volibear is suited for top lane, not this current version of Volibear. A lot of people agree that on the rework patch of Volibear, he is pretty garbage. Nowadays, he's actually, I wouldn't say he's strong, but I will say that after the last set of bug fixes, changes, and very slight base stat buffs, I wouldn't say he's garbage. I'd just say he's decent. He's serviceable. I think that's the word I'm looking for here. He's serviceable. You're definitely not going to be picking him as some sort of meta pick. You kind of accept that this pick will be suboptimal as you go in with it. However, if you're still looking at the rework Volibear now and be like, he's a bad pick, I will actually disagree with that. I think he is smooth enough now where at least he has somewhat of a niche, and there are situations where you might actually prefer a Volibear. Probably not top lane, but that's actually a pretty good trade onto the Jax. Conqueror Volibear top is interesting. He loses quite a few matchups, which is why I have extreme reservations about playing this Volibear top lane. I do think he's a lot better suited in the jungle. Ezreal taking some poke. Yuumi is just staying in the whole time. She's gonna pop out and take some poke as well. Oh, the Jax counter-strike. He's actually losing that trade pretty squarely. I would like to believe that the vast majority of people, and I will include myself on this, are still building Volibear wrong. I think that there's still a build for him that probably works the best, but nobody has really found or popularized it yet, at least. Because I've seen people do like Triforce Bear, and I've seen people do Pure Tank Bear. I've even seen people do Blade of the Rune King Bear. I think most cases it has been suboptimal. This could also just be a pretty low set of that. Oh, Jax! He might get soloed! Volley flashes after him. That's gonna be a wasted flash. Jax does have way more mana, but Volibear gets a level up. Oh, this is interesting. He's gonna call down the thunder. The Thunder does take a while before showing up, but here comes the Graves. He's here to crash the party, and that's going to be first blood. Over to the Jax. A little bit of an unfortunate timing from the blue buff, from the blue team there. If Graves didn't show up, I think Wooly might have had that trade, actually. So it's an unfortunate first blood here. He does get caught out, and he does get killed. He is going for Triforce, or at worst Black Cleaver, because that is going to be a Phage. Olaf catches the Graves, double undertow. It does clip the slow onto him. Volibear is trying to run him down. There's the stun. Does he have the quick draw? But he's going to dash into a lightning. He does flash away. One more undertow. He does get it. The Olaf picks up the kill on the Graves. So Graves gets punished for that top gank. And now Jax, oh, he has to be careful making it back to his tower. The Volibear is not level 6. He can't make this dive happen. But the lightning bolt, oh, it clips him. The lightning bolt does clip him on the very edge. And that is going to actually do quite a big chunk of damage. The E damage has to be respected early game, because that is a solid, almost guaranteed at least 200 damage chunk, and over a long duration you can't stand to take that damage. And Jax is actually going to slowly lose this matchup to a Volibear. He is level 6. So now you have to respect him. Oh, he's actually going for it right away. The Oathbreaker comes out, disabling the tower, and the swipe. Jax is on dot health. He does get killed off Volibear a little bit too deep under the tower. He will make it out just fine. And now the Ezreal on the bot lane. He's getting lit on fire. The Yuumi is popping out, but she's not absorbing any shots. You can't absorb autos unless it's Graves. And the Q from the Karma. Yuumi was not able to body block that in time. And now the damage is coming down. Can she survive? She will survive. No, she will not. The Frost Shot kills her off. And that's going to be a 2-for-0 in the bot lane. The Olaf wants to come down, but he can't. There's a Graves tying him up in the bot river. Ashe gets a Karma shield. She'll make it out just fine. And this bot lane for blue team, getting kind of destroyed right now, I'm not gonna lie. Getting 2v2'd by Ashe Karma as Ezreal Yuumi seems almost unthinkable. Seems like something awful has happened. Oh no, the Olaf, he's not level 6. He gets the blue smite onto Ashe, but Ashe has the constant slow. She can kite him out. And that's gonna be a very dead Olaf. He wants to help, but the only thing he's helped so far is giving Ashe more money. Viktor at mid, he's going to go for a trade against the Malzahar. Malzahar gets locked up in a Chaos Storm and is pumping out damage on top of him. He has to flash away from the Death Ray. Viktor wins that trade, and the Volibear is here. The stun doesn't get counter-striked away. Volibear has to be very careful about taking that trade. There's a lot more minions behind him. He needs to try to stack up that Conqueror. Conqueror versus Conqueror matchup, but one side is a Jax. If Jax just holds on, even if he dies a few times, sure, but even if he just holds on for a while, he's gonna be fine. He will be more useful than the Volibear. He will, well, at least he'll do more damage. I'm not sure about usefulness, but he'll definitely do more damage than the Volibear. His time in the sun will definitely come. He just needs to be patient. He just can't take any additional stupid death. I do think he was disrespecting Volibear's capacity to just solo dive towers, just because he does have decently insane base damage, and there is the chunk. Volibear heals himself back. His claws go so fast, faster than the Jax, and he's going to kill him off. It's funny thinking Volibear can actually hit faster than the Jax when Jax is the one with the ramping attack speed passive. But there it is. Volibear solo kills Jax yet again. Either this Volibear is getting really lucky, or he actually understands the limits of what the Volibear can do. In case it's not him being lucky and winning these solo kills, I can respect that. He's taking these trades against the Jax, he knows exactly what fight he can take. And so far it's actually worked out well for him. And the Yuumi, a little bit slow on the detach there. Ezreal eats the arrow to the face. So he's going to be zoned back, and this is an Ashe with a substantial CS lead as well as a 2-kill lead. And here comes the Olaf from behind. The Undertow will hit the Karma, but the Ezreal taking so much damage, he's just going to die. And the Yuumi needs to make it inside the Olaf. Can she do it? The W is still on cooldown. She won't make it in. The Unstoppable though running right through everybody. Not like they had any CC for him, but it just makes him look scarier, makes him hurt more. He's actually axed over the Ocean Drake. Are you sure you should do that right now? There's a Malzahar watching you. He's gonna try to peel off, but the Ocean Drake's slow. It's intense, man. It's hard to run away from that. The stun that gets counter-struck away, but there is the shield from the lightning. And Volibear once again winning another trade. And he's gonna jump into the Jax as he leaf strikes. The two switch places. And the Jax, he might actually win this trade. The pounce did not hit his mark. And Volibear, he needs to be careful. Leaf strike will finish it. What is he doing? He walked up too far. He should have just backed. That amount of health is kill range for Jax. Even if he missed leaf strike and still killed the Volibear. What was he thinking, really? And now the Graves, he's gonna get an uncontested Heralds thanks to that solo kill. A very disastrous time to die. And now red team, they're gonna walk away with Herald in their hands. Karma channeling Mantra Q. And she's actually providing so much zone. I can't believe Ezreal Yuumi is getting this destroyed. It's gotten so bad to the point where Ezreal's first item boots. He bought tier and immediately first item boots. Didn't even get his Sheen, didn't even get his pickaxe for Monomune. He's still stacking a naked tier, which stacks so much slower than Monomune for an Ezreal. The game state is very interesting right now, just because we have a huge lead at bottom, decent lead up top, just for completely different teams. But then again, blue team have the most wild cards. They have an Olaf that can just constantly destroy an Ashe. Ashe is one of those ADC matchups that Olaf loves to fight because Ashe's only means of escape is slowing or stunning somebody. And Olaf just laughs when you try to do that. Olaf laugh. Huh? Graves, he's gonna get rooted up by the final chapter. Blue team secures the Drake. This might be a wash here for red team. The Empower Flames hits onto the Ezreal. That's gonna be a huge slow. Can the Victor chase down this kill? His Q is giving him a lot of the movement speed, but the Ashe has to flash away. Here comes the dive from the back. One more Undertow. No, he didn't finish the job. Victor flashes forward to do it. 3-0-3 from the Victor. That is a very, very fed robot, man. Compared to the Malzahar, who actually wasn't in that fight. 0-1 and 0. Ashe did get shot down, so that's a huge boon here for the Ezreal. He definitely needed that. And this might be some plate money. I don't think they can kill this plate outright. And keep in mind, red team have the Herald. They're the ones that can actually equalize this game. They're the ones who could probably first turret, but not top lane. Top lane turret is essentially still untouched here for red team. Jax has to be careful. He's gonna get mauled under the tower, and the shield mostly keeps Volibear safe. Oh, but he's overextended. He dunks onto the Jax, but that's not enough damage. The Empower Strike from his third auto comes down and smacks the Volibear. And Jax, dare I say, I think in most part helped by that one solo kill when the Woli threw the lane by dying. I think he's in the position now where he is stronger than the Volibear, straight up. And this is actually a great time here because the Graves is paying top. Jax actually recalls here. Is he going to TP back? Graves could just herald this and do a huge chunk of damage to the turret. There's about a quarter left on the Herald's timer. And there it is. He does drop it on top lane. The timing is still a little bit off. This Herald might not be efficient. It's only got... So he only took down one play, so he's got two more to work through. This is not going to be first tower here. Volibear has made it back. It's damn close to being first tower. And that's going to be 4 solo plates to the Graves. It's either fantastic or terrible news, depending on if you're the Jax or the Graves. And the Jax, he's still going to be training against the Water Bear. I don't think he needs to be afraid of the bear anymore. I think he's identifying that this is one squishy bear now. His only defensive item really at this moment in time is a Tabai, which does jack against the Jax, let's be real. Turret plate has fallen, so that turret is going to be super vulnerable, especially against Jax's tower killing power. Ezreal's true shot. You can see how weak he is. He did second item the Sheen over the pickaxe, but you can see how weak his true shot is. He can't even really solidly chunk the backline here. Now Volibear imparts Nexus Lightning. Oh, the stun on the tower. Imparts Nexus Lightning. Volibear's farming decently well, but this might be a kill for, well, somebody. The heal does buy the Voli enough time for the Olaf to come down and bring down the Lightning. That is a 4-1 Olaf. Certainly very strong right now. Can they make a push happen here? That's interesting. Volibear up to back here. I think he can definitely stay for some tower damage. I believe Graves was spotted out. Actually, he may not have been. Victor is going to try to turn the 1v2. And the Chaos Storm. Oh! He was missing one more tick, but the death rate gets it anyway. That's going to be Malzahar's second death. And still 0 kill participation across the board. Which is abysmal considering there's been 8 of them. And in contrast, Victor's kill participation has been amazing. Now keep in mind, we do have the ultimate X Factor, which is Yuumi, who first items Mikaels. Now, that's not wrong. Karma has done it too. I wonder why Karma did it. I do wonder why Karma would do the first item Mikaels. I don't think there's any really critical CC that you need to purge off. I do think one of these two would be better justified first iteming the Athenes. But regardless, that's gonna be a turret trade, but blue team kills their first one. So they do get slightly more money. Ezreal still yet to break 100 CS, he will get it now. But Ashe is still consistently maintaining a very healthy CS lead over him. He's gonna take the Blast Cone and get out. Not punish here. The gold lead is still essentially even. Dragon has spawned. This is the second Drake here for blue team if they can secure it, and they do seem like they want to pick onto mid first. The shield gets broken and there's a Ragnarok that comes down. They're running down the Malzahar. There's no chance for him. Olaf drops to just slightly below half. Yuumi is gonna patch that up with some zoomies real quick. Graves, he's sitting in ambush. Is he going for it? The death rate completely whiffs. But the Olaf, he wants more blood. He's chasing after him, but he doesn't have the Ragnarok. And here comes the Jax. The stun is in place. He's gonna flash over the wall. He's looking for the Ezreal. He can't find him. The stun is there, and the damage. Yuumi will take the kill, and the Victor laser scooches up the Graves as well on his retreat. And that's gonna be 3 bodies down for 0. Bot lane for red team was not able to join that fight, and that means blue team will take this dragon. It's gonna be 17 minutes in. Blue team secures their Inferno. The Cloud Rift is set in. The binding does tether up the Voli. And bot lane has basically fully rotated mid. They're gonna leave the Ezreal down there to farm, but Ashe is still more rich than him. Ezreal's items, he's still yet to buy any meaningful items. He's got Tear Sheen. There we go. He finally gets the Monomune at 18 minutes. But that's Monomune Sheen. 18 minutes in. Whereas Ashe is almost done Zeo on top of that. Item discrepancy is not that horrible, but Ashe is certainly much more powerful right now. And thanks to that last set of plays, blue team secures their second Drake. Cloud Rift sets in. It's 2 Drakes to 0. They definitely have the momentum right now. They can still ride off their ultra powerful Olaf and their ultra powerful Victor. And the Victor is going for another kill. He's gonna ghost in, trying to direct Chaos Storm, but no, the death rate more than enough. Finding the kill on the Malzahar, and that's gonna be his 4th death. Still 0, 4, and 0. When will he even get an assist this game? You think that's pretty easy with Malzahar, but apparently not. Now riding high off this momentum, it's all up to the Ashe to try to do something. But keep in mind, this Ashe is against a Yuumi and an Olaf. There's no chance for her if this game goes even remotely long. And the final chapter plus the Essence Shift, not Arcane Shift, not Essence Shift. That's a very bad synergy there. Ezreal blinks away from the final chapter wave, and that Ashe just gets another 2 for 0. I will say blue team's bot lane is certainly putting in a huge argument for Yuumi not being overpowered, which is definitely the wrong argument to make. Getting 2v2 by Ashe Karma like this, like, I've seen better. The dunk does come down from the Olaf. He's gonna pop the Ragnarok. He's going in. He gets the kill onto the Malzahar, and the Karma, realizing all is lost, dips away. But we do have to add, because Volibear died to the Malzahar, he's finally on the board. He's neck and neck, almost one more, neck and neck with kill participation against their own graves. Hooray! Blue team not only has more kills, but they also have way better kill distribution. Just ignore blue team's bot lane for a sec. They have higher kill participation across the board. Again, just ignore bot lane for a sec. Their top half of their cores are definitely moving together really well right now. Well, if not moving together, they can definitely make their own individual plays on the map right now very well. And now the Ashe, she might get caught out here by the Ezreal. Is she fed enough to kill both of them here? Maybe. There's a lot of damage and the Exhaust Ignite comes down and suddenly she will just lose that trade. But damn, even through Exhaust and Ignite, that was one hell of a close fight. Ezreal's gonna clear away a ward. That's gonna prompt red team to all rotate over. They lost their ADC now. Ezreal blinks forward. He feels aggressive and he's probably feeling it wrong. Graves burst the hell out of him. And now the Olaf down there trying to solo a Jax. Never 1v1 a Jax, because that will happen to you. Jax suddenly pockets 700 gold from that one kill. The only unkilled member left in this game is the Victor. It has been the case for a while now. He's going hard. He wants another one. MSI kills off the Malzahar. MSI is also cancelled due to the pandemic. But MSI, the computer brand, is okay, I guess. Oh, Victor, good flash away from the arrow. That will keep him safe, but he's fighting against two sources of sustained DPS and he no longer has flash. He needs to try to get out. No, he can't get out. Ashe pockets 1,000 gold. And your Victor, his perfect KDA, just got burned to a crisp, rather. I'm not sure if Ashe can do a lot with that 1,000 gold. I think we're very quickly approaching a point where Olaf can just press R and kill her. It's gonna be interesting seeing where that goes. And there's the Yuumi, there's the Olaf. There's no escape for the Ashe. She's just gonna die. Volibear is gonna come down. He's gonna try his luck again at soloing the Jax, but little does he know this Jax so much more powerful than he used to be. And before the lightning drops, he won't get the kill, and he wants more. He's going forward. The counter strike will not land, but Ezreal's already been taken down. That's a double kill for the Jax. Meanwhile, in the river, this Olaf, he's trying to fight so many people. Yuumi detaches against Puked-on, and she's been left to the wolves. The Olaf just runs away. Without the Victor, blue team suddenly falls apart at the seams. Karma still wants more. Empowered Flames will not reach him. Red team secures the first Drake off that plane. They just killed 4 members for essentially free. They sacrificed the Ashe, but they get such a major advantage off it, and suddenly gold lead in favor of red team. They've done it. It's interesting how much momentum you can pull back just by killing their most fed member once and then seeing the rest of their team realize that they've been carried all this time. Now the Olaf, not the Olaf, the Victor rather, is going to try to split push bot and he's going to recall. Which is why Volibear shouldn't keep going. Trying to farm any additional waves down here is a death sentence. Please go anywhere else. Use your time better than this. Oh my god, he's actually sitting in the brush. What the heck? He's going to wait for... He can't win the 1v1 against Jax. What is he waiting there for? Just get out. There you go. He's gonna try to get some jungle camps. Any amount of money is good money right now. But from this point onwards, Jax will continuously be a much better split push presence than the Volibear. And I don't think it matters how much Volibear farms from here. If they're both decently strong, Jax beats Voli in all basically 10 times out of 10. There's a Jax. He's coming in. He wants this trade. It's level 15 against 14. Volibear's smart now. He steps back as soon as Jax pounces on him. It's gonna be a side lane war. Voli can't hold the Jax alone, but against the tower, he might be able to defend him indefinitely. The arrow does hit the Ezreal. Yuumi doesn't decide to cleanse it. She does get the sensor. And the Olaf's gonna run in. He's going to try to slap away the Malzahar, and the Malzahar has been sufficiently slapped. Now the rest of red team converges down mid lane, and there's the Volibear. He's gonna pounce on the Jax. The lightning bolt gives him a tiny bit of a shield. Is he still going in for this? This is such a forced engage, but he's trying it anyway. He's gonna ult in, immediately pounce after the Ashe, but he gets rooted up and controlled, and he's just been melted by the back line. True Shot Barrage doing absolutely nothing. Jax will survive this encounter, but the Ezreal might not. He will blink back and he'll be safe. Yuumi zoomies him once and leaves. Olaf finds the Jax in his own jungle. He wants this kill. Undertow, it will miss. Oh, and from there, I think the Jax just gets out. He's way faster, and he has Leap Strike. Olaf has to give up on his chase. Victor might not. Oh, no, Victor's not chasing this. And Jax sufficiently lifesteals in the river. Or at least eats grapes or something. He's fine again, but he's going to opt to recall. Blue team don't catch him in time through the Scryer's Bloom. Ezreal might get caught here. He's gonna blink over, but that means all his escape to a Gong. Ashe flashes forward and just shoots him down. It might not be worth it. I think Ezreal is easily the most useless member. I'm not sure if flashing for him is worth it when Graves can just walk out, shotgun him, and just kill him. Now checking back, Malzahar still the least KP in this entire game. Congratulations. Round of applause. But 26 minutes in, red team is slowly gaining a lead. Like, they're doing it, man. They're actually trying to claw it back. And the Olaf, he might get caught here. He's going to Ragnarok out, but this might be a little bit too late. And there's the pew coming down from the Malzahar. The Olaf is dead, but so is the Mouse. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Volibear flashes forward, gets the stun, but there's no follow-up damage, and he gets controlled under the tower. He has to try to auto away the Graves. He's trying to do damage. One more shot will kill him. He does die, but the Ezreal kills off the Jax as well. It's just gonna be the Victor left. There's a Yuumi on him. How much can she do? Probably actually a lot. She gives Victor so much stats just by being on him. Zoomies heals him up. The speed up is there. Ezreal is too far away to join this fight, but the Victor is single-handedly pushing back the remainder of the red team. The missile does connect onto the Karma. Ezreal still farming out the bot lane. Now 1-8-3. I think it's funny that Malzahar got 1 assist in that entire team fight, and it's the guy he puked on. And then he just died. It's woefully ineffective. Yuumi's gonna try to clear away a pink ward, but Olaf is smacking the Drake. Ghost comes out from the Victor. The speed up is there, but who will he find? He will find the Jax. The Jax will stun him up. And then Olaf Ragnarok's in, but there's no CC on him. And now his ulti is basically wasted. The Ashe is kiting it out beautifully, shredding the Volibear like paper shredders. And the Victor gets controlled. The Yuumi deploys the final chapter. The root is there, but the burst is not. Yuumi doesn't have Mikhail's up, and the Ezreal finally shows up, going, "Okay, guys, what's like over here?" And then he gets he gets in the middle of 4 people immediately. The shots are coming out, and the Ashe finds a shutdown. Wow, Ezreal actually built a bounty, huh? Graves will survive within an inch of his life. 28.5 minutes in. It's 3 Drakes to 1. Blue team do put themselves on soul point, but this is one hell of an expensive Dragon Soul. Cloud Soul is pretty good for blue team in general. I think all of them would appreciate the Cloud Soul. But I do think compared to the other souls in this game, it is not nearly as game winning. If nothing else, Olaf salivates at the thought of Cloud Soul. Mortal Reminder gets picked up by the Ashe. She's gonna lay down healing reduction and mean it. Now the next play for all teams involved is in fact Baron. Pings are going down on it. They left their top laner spot to assert some pressure. Ezreal still farming the Raptors because, you know, why join your team? The surrender vote has come and gone here for blue team. I do concede that blue team is not in a winning position, but I don't think it's surrender worthy. They do catch out the Karma. Flash forward from the Olaf. He wants more, and the Ashe nowhere to go. 2 for 0 pick. That might be enough for blue team to just start the Baron. Volibear gets jumped on by the Jax. Now Voli has one job. They have very strong cores doing Baron right now. Just don't die to the Jax. Don't die to the Jax. Oh. And now there's nothing stopping Jax from either split pushing more or TPing. He can't TP. All of his teammates, his entire team is dead. There are no wards in the pit. He can't TP. He can just split push. Oh, Graves. He smoke screens over. He had to guess. There was no vision in the pit. And he did time it wrong here. Blue team is gonna secure Baron, and suddenly game looks mighty winnable for blue team here again. Again, that whole play started off because Karma and Nash face checks into an Olaf and just died. It is realistic to argue that they might not get that chance again. In a straight up 5v5 team fight, I don't see blue team winning it, even with Baron. Especially if that happens. What is Ezreal doing? Alright, well. Blue team seems to want to continue this push even without the Ezreal. Now Ezreal doesn't do the most output right now, but still. Ezreal getting caught out here actually kind of stings. It delays this Baron push by another minute. And Baron only lasts 3 minutes, so you can't really afford to have it be delayed that much. Getting caught out in a moment like this is pretty damaging, and now blue team might find it difficult to siege. In fact, Victor's gonna move top lane. It's gonna leave the jungler and the top laner in mid. Now interestingly, Yuumi is following the split pushing Victor. What is red team's call? They can either try to move top and kill this Victor with everybody, or fight mid, and right now they're choosing neither. Jax is still bot, and they seem like they just want to give him space, but right now they're just being steadily pushed back. There might not be any space to be had. Victor is going to recall now, and he's drawn sufficient amount of people from red team top side. The jungler and the Malzahar are still top lane. Dragon is 30 seconds out. If they want to make the drag, they have to go fast. In general, when you're talking about securing objectives, you should have critical members there 20 seconds before the timer spawns. Anything later than that, anything later than that is actually very bad. Like, you will definitely be late. 10 seconds out, Graves is just gonna make it in. And that means red team won't have enough time to set up. They won't have enough time to actually all close in. They do have a pretty nice concave around blue team. Jax is on the side. He's going to try to draw some members away. He's going to continue to push bot. And red team knows how to fight for it here. Graves gonna try to walk in, but he really can't. There's too much damage on the dragon, and the Cloud Soul goes all the way over to blue team's pocket. Now that's a really good buff. I believe it's 50% movement speed when you ult. Or 30 or something. Yeah, 50 when you ult, and the passive 10%. So with Olaf and Ragnarok, it's basically like you get super Ghost for 6 seconds. It doesn't last as long as Ghost, but it also speeds you up by basically slightly more than Ghost. Wait, is it slightly more than Ghost? How much does Ghost give Victor now? Yeah, it's more than Ghost. 50% is higher than 40. Quick math. Recalls coming down here from red team. Now blue team secured the soul, but in return they do lose their Baron. And overall, they didn't really make any positive plays with it. They didn't really push. They didn't really kill a tower. Victor took the Baron buff and went top. And either he didn't go mid or nobody followed him top. I don't know which one they were calling for, but they should have just picked one. And that's gonna be the dragon. They secured a soul, so it's not awful. But they also delay the game. Delaying the game is fine. Blue team wins late. But I can't help but think this game could have been blown open at one point if their movements were a bit more correct. Olaf is gonna try to run mid. Jax is still, but he's been living bot lane. He has not left that lane in a long time. He's made it his home, and his life mission is to kill that tier 2 tower. And this Volibear is throwing his body at the Jax to stop it. He does have 2 tank items and a Triforce. That is most definitely not enough to stop a 5-slotted Jax. So really, why did the Volibear even try, you know? Yeah, he's made it. Oh, actually, the tier 2 tower already died. He's made his mission to like kill the bot lane inhib or something, because he's still staying down there. Oh my god, what a pesky player. He's going back down. He feigns leaving and then he just goes back to the lane. And now they ping bot and they realize, oh wait, Jax is actually dangerously close to our home. And now red team, they just have to play peel off. They can't make anybody from blue team recall to save this. The Volibear is there, but the Volibear alone can't hold the Jax. Flash over from the Grace. He wants to kill on the Ezreal. One more hit will do it. He does get that kill, and he's going to commit his ultimate to do it. And there's the arrow. It also hits the Victor as well. He gets stunned up, but the Yuumi hugs him and gives him some speed and healing. The Victor's going to try to turn with some damage, but the other return fire from the Ashe. There's just so much damage. The Olaf pops the Ragnarok. He's so fast, but he needs to hit the Ashe. Yuumi will get her. Overall, pretty terrible team fight. They lost a lot more cores on blue team. The Volibear gonna pounce on the minion wave. He needs to try to kill the minions here, but the Jax is just ignoring the damage. He's gonna counter strike in. He gets the stun. Volibear, he might die here. No, the Jax is out of mana. He can't keep fighting. And now over here, Olaf, he's gonna get puked out by the Malzahar, and the Graves is kiting it out. There's no Ragnarok, but the Olaf is tanky. There's a Yuumi on him. How much can he do? Probably not that much. Zoomies keeps him up. He runs away. The Malzahar flashes forward and puts the Space Ace on him, but the Yuumi will keep him safe and sound. That was a stalemate. Neither side could kill each other. Now it's 30-28. Still, for all intents and purposes, a dead even game, but they do have their gold stockpiled on different members. And you can see it doesn't matter how fed an Ashe is, there's a Graves here ready to run her down. The Graves has a slightly better odds at it. Jax is going to TP in, they're going to try to secure the Spirit, and the Malzahar, he oversteps, he gets killed off by the Ezreal, and the rest of the fight might break out here. Volibear gets chased away by the Jax, he has a full mana bar now, and he wants some bear blood. Then the bear, he's going to gladly supply it, flash forward, and then turn around. The Karma gets nailed by the stun, but there's no follow-up. Blue team drives off red off the pit, so that's going to be a failed Baron attempt, and they commit a teleport for that. Now the Jax doesn't have teleport. He can't just go bot. They have to try to make this fight happen. No way to split push. They need to make this fight. They need to pick off the Victor. Yuumi does not have her Mikhails. Victor cannot cleanse this stun. The damage is onto the Ezreal. He gets killed off first, but he's not the problem. The Victor is in the back. The Ashe needs to try to hit, but the Chaos Storm is controlling her. Olaf is still on the Baron. Blue team, they secure the Baron thanks to the Victor, not the Olaf. Graves fails smite, does not get it, and now he rolls back to the wall from whence he came. The Victor is still fighting it out. The Ashe is trying to kite it. She doesn't kill her off the Victor. Victor is on dot health. The Olaf dies to the main damage. The Graves is dot. The Victor is on fire and drops to the ground. 3 for something. 3 for 2? No, Malzahar died first. 3 for 3. But blue team gets Baron. And that's only on 2 members. The good news is one of them is a Yuumi, and Yuumi can just kind of bring Baron buff with any teammate she wants. She just gives a teammate Baron buff by being with them. But still, that's a very hairy fight, and suddenly a game-winning objective has spawned. Elder dwarfs the importance of Baron by stupendous degrees. They need this. They need the Elder secure now. With the Elder, they can out-team fight each other. Now Graves has to be careful. Blue Orb spots him out. They see the ambush. They back off. They don't have the Victor yet. He's up in 5. But so is the Elder. Can he even make it back here in time? He doesn't have TP. And Ghost is on cooldown. So he needs. There's a pretty long walk, and they need to try to stall this fight. Red team's gonna pick nothing here. They're gonna back off. The glorious revolution has returned to the battlefield. Elder Dragon is falling low. There's 10 people hitting it. Everybody's trying to kill this Elder. This is like a raid boss. And you have a 10-man raid going, and suddenly the raid turns on each other. The Jax flank from the back, but he's getting peeled off beautifully. He is gonna be the first to drop, and the rest of the red team cannot supply the damage until now. Volibear cannot frontline efficiently. He's not a primary tank. And suddenly the final chapter kills off the Malzahar, but what else is new? Ashe is suddenly dead as well. The Graves needs to finish this, needs to smite something, but no, he dies before he can finish the job. And suddenly, red team, they lose the Elder, and they lose everybody. Blue team won the fight. 2 people quits the game, and there is the surrender. That was their last hope, and they could not secure it. Blue team wins the game.